Good morning, everybody. Auronnj here with another War of the Visions video, and today we are going to talk about Frederika EX, one of the most important older units to get an EX in this game yet. This is going to be like a big one for so many people, so we're going to talk about, her stats, her skills, all the things. Am I going to do her? Should you do her? The normal stuff, all coming up right now. Okay, now, before we get to it, if you want to support the stream, support the channel, what I do here, please consider using my Amazon coin affiliate link. It's located down in the description. If you need some Frederika shards or some Ayaka shards, whatever you need, Amazon coins, the best way to spend in this game, and using the affiliate link, supports my channel instead of just giving all the money to Amazon. It's a win-win. But speaking of wins, let's talk about Frederika EX, because this is a win. And we're going to start where we usually do. We're going to look at the stat change from level 99 to 120, because this is a chick you're not going to want to stop at level 15 with. I'm thinking about working in some level 115s into these reviews. Not here, not this one. Her one, you take this chick to 120 if you're going to EX her. Okay, on the screen right now, you do see the stats. Importantly here, I highlighted HP, attack, and dexterity, because those are the three, big DPS stats that she's getting an increase in. HP, going from 1988 to 2514 base is important, because there's so many units in this game that do enough damage to kill a unit with 2000 base HP. She needed that bump. You don't want her just getting one-shot by literally everybody. This will help with that, along with having some good gear, the normal stuff. Now, the attack stat is the one I'm going to talk about the most here. I remember when Frederika came out. She was our first, non-limited banner unit that we got in the game. Everybody was really excited about her, but kind of the story being told was, look, she only has 266 base attack. That's really low. She's not someone who can, really hard carry your team. She's here for disables and all that stuff. And everyone who said that was just dead wrong. I think you guys have played with Frederika or seen Frederika enough at level 99 to know that, she can just drop a double barrage with a quicken and wipe a whole team. She does insane amounts of damage. With 266 base attack, it's going up by 150 to 416. Think about that. 150 more attack on this unit is huge, because she had such a low attack in the first place. Getting that increase to 150 not only just gives her 150 more attack, but bumping that base up makes every attack percentage buff on her more effective, and she is going to be a literal goddess with these stats. If you can't tell if I'm excited for this unit or not yet, I am. She is going to bring a missile meta back into a game that for so long has just been slashing with a little bit of magic worked in. Well, now we're getting some strike units, we're getting Frederika EX, and this meta is about to blow wide open. So get ready for some missile teams with Frederika coming in. Now, a lot of the rest of her stats are just nothing. She didn't need an agility bump. She's at 68, 90 at 99, she's at 68 at 120. Both those are good. Her dexterity going up to 357 is really relevant, because when we look at stats here in a minute, when we look at skills here in a minute, Sharp Shot is not one of her skills that's getting bumped, so she's going to need to be able to hit things with her new skills to maximize her kit. Getting more dex, that's more accuracy, it's more crits, it's really going to help take her to the next level. And besides that, the rest of her stat gains are pretty mediocre or not important, but that HP, attack, and dexterity, real big deal. Okay, let's look at her new skills while we're on that subject. What's getting upgraded? Let's start with that. Okay, Concentrate, one of her passive abilities, is getting upgraded. Now, it was already really good. It gave 2 range. That's 2 more tiles that she could hit, back from. Huge, right? So I'm happy here that they're buffing something that we already like to use on her. It's going into a 2 range increase, -5 evasion, which who cares, and then missile resistance penetration 40. That's really good. Huge. That's going to prevent people from stacking missile resist and then just running over missile comps with her in it. In the past, the way you could really counter a missile team in Guild Wars or an arena was just, yeah, you put out a tank out there that had high base missile resist, you stacked a vision card on them, you stacked some gear on them, and then they just walked out there, didn't take damage, ran over the enemy. She's already going to penetrate 40% of their missile defense. Great. Big time buff, and she needed it. Okay, Vital Shot also getting an upgrade. This is not a skill the AI used a ton before, and a lot of that's probably because people had this turned off in lieu of Sharp Shot or something like that. But it's getting a big upgrade here. So before, it had a 165% damage modifier with 35% crit chance, and it would knock the target backwards 1 square. So it would help her kite out just by pushing the target away. Still does all of those same things, but now it also breaks physical barriers on the target. Huge! So, one way to beat missile teams would be put a barrier on yourself, close the gap, and destroy them. Now, Frederika's going to break that barrier because we know the AI prioritizes moves that bust barriers, whether it's a multiple hit attack to take the barrier down like that, or a barrier breaking ability. The AI likes to use these skills. Big time upgrade. Love to see that. And then her new ability is really, really good. This is why I said earlier, don't stop at level 115 for this girl. Take her to 25. Her new ability is a 165% damage modifier attack that increases her defense penetration by 40 for 3 turns. So she gets missile pin, she gets defense pin, and she gets an attack upgraded to break barriers. This girl is like, I'm not going to call her a tank buster, but I'm going to call her somebody who can not be tanked very easily. And like that level 125 or her level 25 ability, it's a buff on her for 3 turns, that defense pin. So if she uses that move one time, she doesn't need to use it again. She'll have the buff for her next 2 attacks. Really, really good. Love those abilities. Good job to the team making those. Now, let's look at the pros and cons of EXing Frederika, because, we should do that. Okay, the good. I already mentioned this. She's bringing a missile meta back with her, which is so needed in our current game. Like, there's just too much of the same stuff. This will add variety to Arena. It will add variety to Guild Wars, and more variety in the game is just a good thing. If you look into like the JP tier list when they're talking about EX units, she is still a top rated EX unit in JP, which is 4 months ahead of now. So the good thing about that is if you invest some of your EX materials into her, you're going to get a long run out of her. She's going to be relevant for a really, really long time. And I think her relevancy will keep coming back into play as other missile units get EX jobs. It's easy to just plug Frederika into those comps. Nivlu, for example, Winter Victoria, for example, those units. Okay, then Lightning is going to be a very, very strong element, right? You have Cloud coming, you have Charlotte coming. You're going to have Nivlu and Orlando getting EX jobs at some point. Lightning is just good. Frederika's Dreams vision card is amazing on her, so she already has a vision card out that is tailor-made for her. Man, Lightning's a good element for her to exist in. Okay, let's flip to the other side. There are some drawbacks. The biggest one, like always, is that EX materials are just super rare. So if you're going to invest EX materials, that's a big investment. That's a lot of time spent. It's a lot of your very valuable resources dropped into something. I still think she's worth it though. And there are really, really good units right on the horizon. I'm thinking Mama Helena. I'm thinking the Final Fantasy VII units at some point. Charlotte. There's a lot of things coming our way that you might miss out on if you don't have the EX materials, or you run out of Visior because you need some Frederika shards or something like that. So those are the good and the bad. I definitely think the good heavily outweighs the bad. Okay, last little slide here. Let's talk about my plan and what you should do. Okay, I am definitely EXing Frederika. Like, easy choice. I want to run missile teams sometimes again. She's going to be core to missile teams in my account for maybe like a year plus. She's still good now. She's going to be good for me for another, well, to maybe till the 2nd year anniversary, right? We don't know what's coming. So I'm going to do it. But should you? Okay, good question, right? Do you have the materials? Do you have Frederika at level 99 already? Maybe you already have some Mind Spheres sitting around. then go for it, right? Now, if you're somebody who's just hardcore saving for Mama Helena or Final Fantasy VII or Charlotte or any of these good things coming down the road, and you don't already have a bunch of Frederika Mind Spheres, so you'd really have to dump some resources into her, hey, she's not limited. Her EX is coming, and it's going to be around for a long time. So while I think at some point, most people should EX Frederika, it's not something you have to do right away because she's not a limited time unit, and you'll just pull her randomly sometime. Okay, so that's my plan. That's what I suggest for you all to do. And yeah, I hope this video was helpful in making up your mind. If it was, please click that like button to help push this video to some other viewers. Click that subscribe button if you want some more War of the Visions content. And hey, thank you for watching, everybody. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.